Here is a review of Samsung 75-inch 4K TV. The model number is NU800D, or you will also see it as NU8000. This came out in 2018 or maybe late 2017. And this one has a center stand, which was one of my requirements, is for this TV stand that had a Sony Vega TV before. I wanted to repurpose it for the big TV again. And this worked out well because the other ones have stands on the side, and that will not fit on this TV stand. It will be a problem for putting this on. So the center stand is a nice finish. It has this silver shiny metal finish, though it's plastic, and it has a cable management system in the back, which I'll show. And also this one is the one that also I liked. This is the one which is the sensor. The IR sensor is on the side because I wanted the Xbox 360, the receiver over here, the model in the center. And since the TV is very slim, I can't put it on the top. Maybe I have to get an attachment for the top, but this sits pretty well. And since the IR sensor is on the side, it helps to not block the TV remote control sensor on that. The things that I have attached to the TV is the FiOS cable box, and I have a Sony Blu-ray player and the Xbox 360. So whenever I connected it, so all three of them are connected using HDMI ports, and this is a Sony soundbar with a Sony the soundbar subwoofer, which is a passive subwoofer, and that is connected using the optical cable, sound optical cable. When I click the home button on the remote control, it's a very slim remote control, very small, doesn't have many menu buttons or many items. You can set these up, but this home button will take you to your different inputs. So you can see it has, you can go to the FiOS. It knows that that's a FiOS cable box. You can stream Netflix and all those things, of course, and you can also have YouTube. I have not used many of them, but if you have subscription to those, you can have those apps right away. If you scroll back to the left, and you will see you can add more apps to it. Search source. So the source, you can switch between the Blu-ray player. Right now it knows that the Blu-ray player is on, so it can switch between those. And you can switch between FiOS, so it will switch between that.
Right after News 4 today.
By the way, Ricketts, I told everybody to
And I will go back to
Forecast done.
to the Blu-ray player here. And of course, if you turn on the Xbox, it will detect the Xbox also. You can set it up so that you can control the on and off through the TV remote as well. And then it has a connection to the other network items that you can stream from. Settings wise, it has different modes. Standard is the one I have left it. And then you can go to natural. Movie mode, you can see that it darkened a little bit. And dynamic is the brightest one. So if you want dynamic, and also you can see that it's much crisper letters over there. So it becomes much vibrant. And this is the standard mode. Sound, the same thing. With the sound, you can do standard, you can do optimized, or you can amplify it. So leave it at standard for now. So this is the speaker out. It knows that I have connected the optical out, and it knows that it is a Sony connection. So the soundbar is a Sony, so it already detected it's Sony whenever I connected the optical. So that's very intelligent of the TV. So you can switch between the optical out or leave it on the TV speakers. So in my case, what I found is if you leave it on TV speakers, you get both. So you can control the sound without affecting, like with both of them, which I wanted is I can have multiple all the speakers of the TV as well as the soundbar on. So that should do it. Game console on and off, you can turn on. This is turned off now. You can turn on the game console mode. I believe this will enhance the fast motion effects on it. Caption, of course, the caption on and off. You can turn it off here. Sleep timer, you can set a timer for 30 minutes and it will turn it off. 60 minutes, 120, and it looks like 180 minutes. So it goes from 30 minutes to an hour and 60 minutes. So those are mostly the settings here, and then you can set some notifications on that one, and you can also do a search. So those are the menu items on the TV here. You can switch between. This is almost similar to the Samsung Q series, the lower model, which is the Q6 series. Very slim. So from the back, it has a nice texture. If you're not mounting on the wall, it will still look good. And here are the inputs to it. So you can see there are HDMI. So HDMI 1, 2, 3, and then there is HDMI 4. So there are 4 HDMI inputs, 2 USB inputs here. This is an optical out, digital optical cable out, and there is the antenna in. There is the LAN if you have a LAN in, and also there is the excommunication link in there. I've not used those. One thing is it does have these grooves in there. You can see these grooves. So you probably, if you have slimmer HDMI cables, you can put it in these grooves. My HDMI cables are a little wider than the grooves, so it doesn't fit. And this can be very nicely put under the stand in the back, and it comes out in the back here, so you won't be seeing the cables like the way I have it. And this is the optical cable. From the other side is the power right there, and that is all it has over its very sleek look. And we like the center stand in here. Here is a 4K video of Manhattan skyline. Here is another 4K video. You can see the colors coming out really nice. Of course, my previous TV was a HD TV, so this is 4K. So if I switch between the modes, so let's switch between the settings and see how the picture changes. So this is more natural. This is movie mode. You can see that it did reduce the brightness a little bit. And this is more vibrant. This is the dynamic mode. And let's leave it at that. It's more brightness also. So the standard looks fine. And the sound is good. It's just that if you have only the TV sound, you don't get the surround sound as much because the speakers are pointing down below. So right now I'm using my Sony soundbar. So if I turn that soundbar off, you can now hear the speakers of the TV only. And on the TV remote, this little toggle button will increase and decrease the sound. So if I toggle it, so it has a good sound. It's not that it doesn't have a good sound, but if you want a little bit more surround, maybe you can turn on or connect the audio input, optical input, to your sound bar or an audio device. So now it has a much rich sound with an external device. And the good thing is, with the optical audio, you can hear from both the speakers, the TV speakers as well as your audio speaker or your audio device speaker. In my case, it's the sound bar. But the good thing is, it doesn't have an effect like a echoing effect, which happens if you don't have synchronized sound on both systems. So in this case, it has a good synchronization with the optical audio output as well as the TV speakers itself. The other things on this one is, this is the home button, and this one you can forward and play and forward, and you can also skip. If you go up on this one, the toggle, you can skip forward and then click play, and then it will play from there. The other ones is the return button. So there is the return button right there, and this center wheel is a good nice touch to it. You can do up, down, and right and left. There is the other buttons, which are the number buttons here, and so you can set up these buttons to go with a color and a number. So you can set it up if you want to say a button color or number. You can set those up for quick menu items. And then of course the Bixby is the voice control.